Welcome back. Yes, indeed, it was very busy today, such that it's much later right now than I usually get these episodes together. But I'm here now, so grab your favorite cuppa. We've switched over to water now for the evening. Sit back and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for August 26th. August 26th is the 238th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 239th in leap years, with 127 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is rabble-rouser. Rabble-rouser is a noun. A rabble-rouser is a troublemaker who arouses the emotions of a disorderly crowd. One who says, writes, or does things that makes crowds of people excited or angry, usually intentionally, in order to make them act in a particular way. These days, a rabble-rouser is one who stirs up the masses of the people as to hatred or violence. This comes from the idea that one of the definitions for rabble is a disorganized or disorderly crowd of people. So, a rabble-rouser would be one who goes and stirs that lot up and makes them even more disorganized and disorderly, as in the protest turned chaotic when a rabble-rouser incited the crowd to break through the barricades, or the rabble-rouser attracted a loyal following who loved his bold, confrontational style. Interestingly, one of the original definitions of rabble is pack of animals. That sounds accurate, though. First known use of the term rabble-rouser is in the 1800s. Rabble-rouser. And with that, on August 26, 1930, a man named Philo T. Farnsworth was granted a patent for an electronic television receiving system. He was a prolific inventor, by the way, and held some 300 U.S. patents, mostly for technology inventions related to things like radar, infrared night vision devices, baby incubators, and astronomical telescopes, just to name a few. We will certainly be talking about Mr. Farnsworth when his birthday rolls around next year. I've already got him in the calendar. The development of various technologies that would ultimately play a part in becoming television had been in the works since as early as the 1840s, if you can believe it. As we saw in the previous item, Mr. Farnsworth acquired a patent for his television receiving system in 1930. The world's first television station was started in Schenectady, New York in 1928, broadcasting from the General Electric facility. Its call sign was W2XCW, but it was more popularly known as WGY Television, now WRGB. In April of 1939, the New York World's Fair opened. Based on a theme of the world of tomorrow, countries from around the world participated. Over 45 million viewers attended this World's Fair over its 2-year season. Lots of different kinds of interesting exhibits, and at the time, futuristic products were exhibited at this World's Fair. What we want to talk about today, though, is the television demonstrations, one in particular, and that is the first televised Major League Baseball game. Televised by the aforementioned station, W2XCW, more popularly known as WGY Television, one could watch as announcer Red Barber called the game between the Cincinnati Reds and the Brooklyn Dodgers that was taking place live at Ebbets Field over in Brooklyn, New York. Organizers felt this would capture visitors' attention and imagination, and they weren't wrong. This was the perfect event to showcase the potential of television. Granted, regular programming didn't exist yet, and very few people owned televisions yet, but think of the possibilities. And so it is that on August 26, 1939, that we see the world's first televised baseball game. There were only 2 stationary camera angles, and image resolution was far inferior to what we're accustomed to today. Swinging bats looked like paper fans, and the ball was nearly impossible to make out. But holy cow, how exciting! The potential of watching baseball on television. Club owners were wary at first, fearing that being able to watch games on TV would cause attendance to drop, but they soon recognized the potential of reaching a wider audience, other sales opportunities, and advertising dollars. Exciting times indeed. Development of television would be interrupted by the Second World War, but after that, she took right off. Technology behind television has done nothing but continue to improve since then, and televised sports is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Today's song is King of Wishful Thinking by British pop duo Go West. Go West is composed of Peter Cox and Richard Drummie, who got together in 1982 and were quite popular from the mid-1980s into the 1990s with such international top 10 hits as We Close Our Eyes, Call Me, Faithful, and today's song, King of Wishful Thinking. Written by Peter Cox, Richard Drummie, and Martin Page, King of Wishful Thinking has an upbeat sound with melancholic lyrics told from the point of view of someone whose relationship hasn't worked out. King of Wishful Thinking is featured in and appears on the soundtrack of the 1990 movie Pretty Woman, and later on, Go West's third studio album, Indian Summer. The official music video is pretty entertaining, including lots of unusual elements. You've heard the term everything but the kitchen sink? This video actually did have kitchen sinks in it. It made me laugh out loud. By the way, Go West are still active. They have a website, a Facebook page, and they have concerts lined up. King of Wishful Thinking by Go West. Link in the description. How about that? My goodness, so much going on today. It was hard to stay focused. But here we are. So for today's quote, we'll take the moral of the story of the tortoise and the hare. You know about the tortoise and the hare, don't you? This was one of Aesop's fables about an arrogant hare who ridiculed a slow-moving tortoise. Having had a hatful of the hare's pestering, the tortoise challenged the hare to a race. Of course, the hare quickly left the tortoise behind, but he was so confident that he would win that he took a nap midway through the race. While the hare was sleeping, the tortoise just kept on keeping on, plodding along. He passed the napping hare and kept on going. The hare woke up from his nap and proceeded on to the finish line, only to discover that the tortoise had arrived before him, winning the race. The moral of the story then is slow and steady wins the race. Alrighty, y'all, take care. Be good to each other, and I'll see you next time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. No Really. No Really. Consider following my Day in History page on Facebook if you're on Facebook. I also have a Patreon account now, or you can buy me a coffee. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.